There's this lie we all tell ourselves when we're online, that the screen is a wall, that the worst thing that can happen is you get embarrassed, you get scammed, you get trolled. Then you close the tab and it's over. But every once in a while, the internet doesn't stay on the internet. Tonight, I've got 4 stories, 4 different corners of the web, where the block button wasn't a solution, it was just a delay. Lights off, phone face down. Let's begin. It started the way a lot of harmless obsessions start. A niche subreddit, small community, the same usernames popping up in every thread like regulars at a coffee shop. The topic doesn't even matter. What mattered was the vibe. Friendly, tight-knit, and weirdly intense. There was one user, let's call them Marrow, who was everywhere. Posting guides, correcting people, welcoming newcomers. They weren't just active. They were in charge. A moderator. The first time I noticed something was off was over the stupidest thing. A typo. I posted a comment, misspelled one word, nothing serious. 2 minutes later, Marrow replied, "Hey, just so you know, your last post had the same typo. I think autocorrect on your phone is doing that. You might want to fix it." It was oddly attentive, but also helpful, so I laughed it off. A week later, I posted again, a photo this time, something normal for a discussion thread. Within minutes, Marrow replied again, "Careful posting pics like that. The reflection in your window is clearer than you think." I froze, because I hadn't noticed any reflection. I zoomed in, and there it was, blurry and warped, but still there. A shape, a room, and a person. Not in the photo I meant to share. Not something I wanted strangers analyzing. I deleted the post. Marrow messaged me privately almost immediately. "No worries, I saw it before you deleted, just trying to look out." I thanked them, trying to keep it casual, but my skin had that prickly feeling, like I'd just walked past someone staring too long. After that, Marrow's messages kept coming. Friendly at first, then persistent. "How's your day? Did you ever fix that autocorrect? Have you tried that cafe you mentioned?" I don't remember mentioning a cafe. Then I did. Not in that subreddit. In a comment on a completely different post. From a different account I used sometimes. That's when I started checking my own digital breadcrumbs. Old usernames, reused phrases, the little habits that tie your accounts together, even when you swear they don't. I scrubbed what I could, changed settings, I even made everything private, but Marrow didn't stop. One night, I got a message that didn't even pretend to be casual anymore. "You don't have to hide. It makes it more fun when you do, though." I didn't sleep. In the morning, there was a small padded envelope in my mailbox. It had no return address. Inside was a printed screenshot of one of my Reddit comments, a comment I'd posted after I'd made my profile private. And on the back of the paper, in neat handwriting, "I know you're real, and I know where you live." I stared at it for a long time, because there's a specific kind of terror you feel when someone proves they can reach through the screen. I did the obvious things. Reported the user, messaged the mod team, contacted Reddit support. Marrow's account disappeared within the day, and for about 12 hours I felt relief, like I'd won. Then I checked my phone. Instagram follow request. No posts, no profile picture. Username, Marrow_2 with a 4 for the A. Bio, same neighborhood. I blocked it immediately. 10 minutes later, another follow request. Different name, same empty profile. Bio, wrong move. I blocked that one too. Then came an email. Not to my main inbox, to an old email I barely used. One I didn't even remember was connected to anything. Subject line, look outside. I didn't. I just sat there, staring at my curtains like they were a live wire. Then my doorbell rang. One slow press. I didn't answer. I looked through the peephole. Nobody. I waited, counted to 30, then cracked the door just enough to see the mat. There was something there. A brand new key. No tag, no label, just a key. And taped to it a little strip of paper. "For when you're ready to let me in," it read. That was the moment I stopped treating it like internet drama and started treating it like a threat. I called the police, filed a report, I bought a camera, I changed my locks, I told all my friends, I told my neighbors, I did the chair under the doorknob thing like it was a horror movie. Nothing happened for 2 weeks. Then, one night, the motion camera pinged. A person was standing on the sidewalk, barely in frame, not trying to hide, just standing there, watching my house. The footage was grainy, hoodie up, no clear face, but they lifted their hand and waved it at the camera, like they knew I'd check it. After that, I did the one thing I didn't want to do. I moved. No goodbye post, no warning, no stay safe out there. I just vanished. And 6 months later, out of morbid curiosity, I checked that old subreddit from a new account. Mara was back. Different username, moderator badge, pinned post at the top. It read, "We've had some issues with trolls lately. If you see anyone acting suspicious, report it. We keep this community safe." Sometimes the scariest part isn't that someone can find me. It's that they can hide in plain sight, in a place everyone already trusts. If you've ever sold something on Facebook Marketplace, you know the dance. Is this still available? Yes. Can you do 10? No. Okay, 8. No. Okay, what's the lowest? I was selling something normal, a small piece of furniture, nothing expensive, nothing rare. Then this guy, let's call him Dylan, messaged me. And he wasn't bargaining. He was eager. Full sentences, polite punctuation, offered the exact asking price. And then he asked something that made me pause. "Could I pick it up from your place? I'd rather see it in the room it's been used in." That's a weird request, right? I suggested a grocery store parking lot. Public, simple. Dylan replied almost immediately. "Parking lots make me nervous. I've been robbed before, and I'd feel safer if it's at your house." I hesitated. It was daytime. My roommate would be home. The item was bulky. It would be easier. So I agreed. Dylan arrived early. Clean car, with a friendly wave and a normal-looking guy. He stepped inside and, without being invited, did this scan of the room like he was reading it. Not judging my decor, cataloging exits. He complimented the furniture, handed over cash, and then didn't leave. Instead, he started asking questions that didn't match the situation. Like, how long have you lived here? Do you like the neighborhood? Is it quiet at night? I answered politely, trying to steer him towards the door. Dylan smiled and nodded at my bookshelf. "You read those? Wow, I didn't expect that." I hadn't mentioned reading. And he hadn't walked close enough to read the titles. He just knew. Then he laughed softly and said, "Sorry, I'm being weird. It's just, I feel like I've been here before." I forced a laugh, opened the door wider, and he finally picked up the item and left. I locked the door and texted my roommate something like, "Okay, that was awkward, but he's gone." 10 minutes later, Marketplace ping. Dylan messaged, "Thanks again. Your place feels really calm, like it fits you." I didn't respond. He sent another message. "Did you end up moving the plant? It looks like it wanted more light." That plant was in the back room, a room Dylan had not been in. My stomach dropped. I went back into the living room and suddenly saw my apartment differently, like someone had been standing somewhere they shouldn't have. I checked the front camera. Dylan didn't come back. So I tried to rationalize it. Maybe he glimpsed it from a doorway. Maybe a reflection. Maybe. Then my roommate got home and said, "Why is the bathroom vent cover crooked?" We went into the bathroom. The vent cover was slightly shifted, like someone had touched it recently. My roommate climbed onto the toilet and pushed it back into place. And that's when something small fell out and bounced into the sink. A tiny black square. Not a bug, not a screw. It was a device. My roommate picked it up, turned it over and said, "Is this a camera?" It was. A cheap stick-on camera. One of those tiny ones people hide in air fresheners or clocks. Except this one had been shoved into a bathroom vent, like it was meant to watch through the slats. I felt cold all over. Because only a handful of people had been in our place recently, and Dylan was the only stranger. Then I remembered something. When Dylan first arrived, he asked, "Could I use your bathroom real quick? Long drive." I said yes. Because why wouldn't I? We called the police, filed the report, and handed over the device. The officer asked the obvious question, "Are you sure it wasn't already there?" And I realized how insane it sounded. That a random marketplace buyer could install a camera in minutes. But the vent cover had been straight that morning. My roommate swore it. I blocked Dylan, reported him, and I changed the locks. For a few days, nothing. Then I started noticing the same car. Not always parked outside, just drifting through my street sometimes. Slow, like the driver was looking for something specific. Then one evening, I got a message request from an account with no profile picture, and no mutual friends either. Just one line. I didn't get to say goodbye properly. I didn't reply. Another message, minutes later. "Tell your roommate I'm sorry. They seemed protective." Then, the worst one. "You should have let me keep watching. Now I have to do it the hard way." I read that sentence 3 times because my brain refused to accept it. We stayed with family for a week. When we came back, the apartment felt wrong, like a place that had been looked at too closely. We checked every vent, every outlet, every smoke detector. Nothing. No proof, but just the feeling. 2 months later, the case went nowhere. No follow-up, no arrest, and I tried to move on, until I got one last marketplace notification. A new listing popped up, local to my area, posted by a brand new profile. The item for sale was the exact same furniture I'd sold to Dylan. Same scuffs, same stain, same photo angle. And in the description, one sentence that didn't sound like a seller at all. Selling because it reminds me of someone who doesn't appreciate being seen. I matched with someone. Call her Lena. Pretty, funny, fast replies, voice notes that sounded real, photos that looked like a normal person's life, coffee shops, a friend's birthday, a dog on a messy couch. We moved off the app after a day or two, texting, sending memes, late-night conversations that felt easy. Then Lena started getting intense. Not romantic, urgent. She wanted to FaceTime. I agreed, and we called. It rang once, twice, then Lena canceled. She texted, "Sorry, bad signal." We tried again the next night. Same thing. Always an excuse, always almost. But Lena had an answer for everything. "I'm shy, my camera's broken, I'm with family, I look terrible." Eventually I said it straight. "Hey, I like talking, but I'm not trying to do a pen pal thing. Want to meet for coffee this weekend?" Lena replied instantly. I really do, but I need to know you're safe first." Then she sent me a picture, a screenshot of my Instagram profile. I hadn't given her my Instagram. Then another screenshot, Facebook. Then a photo that wasn't a screenshot, a picture of me walking into my apartment building, taken from across the street. My hands went numb. I texted, "What is this?" She replied, "Don't freak out. I just had to make sure you weren't lying." I blocked her on everything. For an hour, silence. Then the email started. Not to my main email, to an old address. Then another, then another. Subject lines said, "You can't block me. Please don't make this ugly. I'm trying to protect you." Then Lena sent the message that changed everything. "I have videos of you. If you don't talk to me, I'll send them to your family." My stomach dropped because my mind went straight to the worst possibility. I replied one time, "What videos?" Lena sent an attachment, a short clip. It was my face, moving, blinking, speaking, but I had never recorded that video. It looked like a webcam recording, the kind you'd make by accident. And in the clip, I was saying something humiliating, something that could ruin my life if my boss or family believed it. I watched it again and again, then I noticed it. The blink wasn't right. The mouth lagged half a beat behind the words. It wasn't real. It was a fake, a convincing one, but not perfect. But perfect enough to terrify someone into compliance. I didn't respond, and Lena escalated. She sent a list of names, my mother, sibling, coworker, with contact details and everything. Then one line, pick a time to call me, or I pick who gets the first video. This is the part where people panic and make a deal. I didn't. I screenshotted everything, reported the account, contacted my carrier, and filed a report. Then I warned my family. Awkward, humiliating conversation at all, because sunlight is the enemy of blackmail. 2 days later, my cousin texted, "Hey, did you send me a weird video?" My chest tightened. I opened the message. They had received one of the fakes from an anonymous account. And my cousin's response was, "LOL, this is obviously not you, but also, are you okay? Who is doing this?" I cried right there. Because the thing blackmail feeds on isn't the content, it's the silence. My family rallied. Friends reported accounts, the fake videos got removed whenever they appeared, and Lena, whoever Lena was, finally sent one last message. "You ruined it. You could have just been mine." Then nothing. No more emails, no more accounts. It ended as suddenly as it began. But months later, I got a notification on the original dating app. A new match request. No photo, just a blank silhouette, and one message. "Hey, it's been a while. Wanna try FaceTime again?" I found it the way you find most terrible things online. Accidentally. A link in a reply. A joke that didn't feel like a joke. Curiosity beating common sense by an inch. It was a thread on a chaotic image board. One of those places where everything is irony until it isn't. The title was simple. I found something under my city. The first image was a blurry photo of a concrete stairwell descending into darkness. People did what they always do. Called it fake, demanded proof, and made memes. Then the original poster responded with another photo. A door. Metal, old, and it was industrial looking. And spray painted on the door, a symbol. A circle with a line through it, like someone tried to cross out the sun. The thread got traction fast. OP claimed they worked late shifts and found an unmarked access point behind a maintenance hallway. Said it wasn't on any building map. Said the air down there smelled like wet pennies. Then OP posted a short video, flashing beams scanning a corridor of concrete and pipes. At the end of the corridor, something was hanging. Not a body. Not anything so obvious, just bundles, wrapped in black plastic, stacked like trash bags. Then the comments shifted from jokes to unease. One user wrote, "This is staged, this is bait." Another wrote, "If this is real, leave, like now." OP replied, "I tried. The door I came through won't open." Then OP posted again, and my stomach did that slow sinking thing. A photo of a wall. On the wall, scratched into the concrete like tally marks, was a list of dates. Most were old, some were recent, and the last date was tomorrow's date. Underneath it, one word. Next. The thread exploded after that. People told OP to call emergency services. People demanded location details. OP refused to give a city name. If I say where, they'll know it's me. They'll know I talked. Then OP uploaded one more video. Shaky, heavy breathing, flashlight bouncing, and in the background, faint at first, I heard a sound through my speakers. Not footsteps or dripping water, a rhythm, like something tapping. OP whispered, "That's not me." Then the camera swung. For half a second, the beam caught something reflective at the end of the hallway. An eye? A camera lens? It was too quick to tell. Then the video cut, and OP stopped responding. The thread stayed up for hours, refreshing like a heartbeat. Then a new reply from OP's account. Just text, no image. It's okay, I misunderstood. I'm going home now. Nobody bought it. The tone was wrong. Too clean, too calm. Someone replied, post a pic of daylight then. No response. Then the thread title changed, and it shouldn't have been able to. From, I found something under my city to, thank you for participating. That was when I closed the tab, because it hit me all at once. I wasn't just reading something creepy. I was standing in a crowd, watching a thing happen, and the crowd itself might be the point. Still, I reopened it just once, like an idiot. Users were spiraling in real time. Some said ARG, some said hack, some said it was a group running a game. Then the weirdest part happened. A user posted a screenshot, an email notification. Subject line, you've been selected. The email address looked like nonsense, but the preview text contained their approximate neighborhood, like the sender already knew where they were. More users chimed in saying they'd received similar emails. Not everyone, just the people who'd been the most active. The ones demanding more proof, the ones engaged. I closed everything, turned off my phone, unplugged my laptop like it would magically erase my footprint. And for a week, I couldn't shake the feeling that by watching, I'd taken some kind of test without knowing it. Like the thread wasn't just a story, like it was a filter, a way to see who would follow the trail. Then, 8 days later, I got a plain envelope in the mail. No stamp, no return address. Inside it was a single sheet of paper, printed dead center in the same clean font as the new title. Thank you for participating. And beneath it, that symbol again. A circle with a line through it, like someone crossing out the sun. The internet makes you feel untouchable sometimes. Anonymous usernames, burner accounts, private messages that vanish, tabs I can close, apps I can delete. But if there's one thread connecting all four of these stories, it's this. The darkest people online aren't the loudest. They're the patient ones. The ones who collect little pieces, photos, habits, patterns, until they can predict someone better than that person can predict themselves. So if you take anything from this video, take the boring advice that keeps people safe. Meet in public, tell someone where you're going, and lock down your accounts. Don't reuse usernames across platforms. And if something feels off, don't negotiate with it. Don't wait and see. The scariest moment in all these stories wasn't the threats. It was the proof. The moment the screen stopped being a wall. If you want more stories like these, like the video, subscribe, and comment which corner of the internet you want me to dig into next. And until then, stay safe out there.